Okay, so I'm gonna just do a quick analysis of today's trading day because I didn't really have time to trade, or I had time on my phone, but it was couldn't be on the phone constantly, um, so I missed all of that, and I usually don't really like to trade on my phone. But anyway, so this is the overall trend here, the downtrend that we have. Now, pretty simple model. Three, we overextend. That's when I want to take a trade against the overall trend here when only when we overextend. So as you can see here, we have this overall trend and we have a type 2 or a model 2, then we push up way too much. Then um, can I copy this here? No, oops, that was not intentional. Anyways, so we did not touch into this 50%. That's why I did not enter, but otherwise I would have entered because it was a pretty good setup. Um, Even on my phone, I would have entered. But we have this uptrend there, and yeah, basically what I was just waiting for was a. Oops, let me just. Oh, come on, man, bro. Can I just move this? Yeah, whatever. Just oh no, now I can move it. So. We have this overall trend here, and if I take a trade, or a Model 3 in general, I usually have my take profit here at that lower limit. And we're just waiting till it breaks this trend here, which it might already have done. Let me just check. Let me wait for one more. Oh, that's the 5 minute. Oh yeah. That is the 5 minutes. So let's see if we have a break here. Yeah, come on. Upper limit here. Reaction. And it would take this here. Yeah, we're just gonna target this lower limit there. Depends on when it touches it. We have a nice generous stop loss because we're trading against a trend. These are generally low RR trades here because we don't want to risk anything. Can I push this? Probably would move my stop loss to break even now and maybe take a position off. And bam, here we have it. So that would have been a pretty good, pretty simple trade actually. That would have been pretty simple. Now what you could look for is a model. No, you can't really. The model 1 doesn't work in this way here. I want to trade this. You can look for a model 2. By the way, I really don't remember price action. So if it goes into that 50, small reaction, let's see what it does. I believe we're gonna break through it because. Okay, now we touch into that. We can have a nice model 2 here. See if when we break it, I'm just doing buy. This would be a break. Now I can remember that we go back into the 50 and probably would have gotten stopped out. But this is just how the game works sometimes. I still have to figure out why that didn't work here. But let me just check DXY. Because if DXY is not aligning, then this might be a good reason. Okay, we are at the upper limit on DXY. We are going downwards. We would probably go downwards at some point. However, as you can see, we swept that. Here we had a big sweep. So I would expect that it does the same. So I'm not essentially bearish. I'm not essentially bearish at the moment. So this could be an indication. However, I probably would have taken this. Well, it pushes a little bit and it goes back, and eventually would have stopped me out, but I would have re-entered again here. Probably after that break of that high, or of that high. Yeah, we already had that break. Just check if that is the same here. Yeah, we already had that break, so you can enter now. And target the next high. Put it to a low below the 50. See if that hits. It does. Okay, so that was also pretty nice. It actually went into that. Wow, like, dude, by the tick, bro. First percent FVG there, pretty nice. Then it went straight to our TP. Okay, so I think that was it for gold. Oh, we might actually get a well, that was kind of combined, a Model 7 and a Model 3. Well, we might get a Model 7 here. This is the only time I actually see that. We could actually get a, Model 7. But for that, we would have to break this trend here. So it depends on how it breaks it and when it breaks it. Reaction, hopefully, to the upside. We don't. Maybe you could enter here for a 1-to-1. That would be possible. Now we go back 50%. Let me just check if that actually works, man. Like, I haven't actually seen that happening, and I really don't know how it's gonna play out. But this could be a good Model 7 here. Let me just check on MNQ, not MNQ, on DXY. Where's DXY here? No. No, bro, what did I do now? Yeah, anyways. I want to go back. Now I didn't see what's going to happen. Okay, so now it's just ranging because, yeah, I was a little late. But it looks like it's staying in that upper limit here, but that probably wouldn't have been a good trade. Just because of that volume that was not... that wasn't present. Okay, let me just go on MQ because I've actually seen something happening here. So we started at about 4 a.m. I don't really know. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I was looking on the charts here and I was just looking super choppy. But essentially what I did was we mark out this overall trend. For our trend. And then what we do is we mark out this trend. So as you can see here, we have a lot of room that's gonna be want to be filled, whatever. We broke that, so we're bearish technically, and we have no 45 or 50% here present. So at least for the next hour, I think we would be, or the next 4 hours, I think it would be bearish. But it doesn't really matter because we're not gonna take a trade here based off of just this shitty market structure. You can maybe take one after this break here, so maybe now, but I would not do that. I would really not do that at all. Just choppy market structure. You should not trade in any of these circumstances at all. Except if you want to take a sell, bro. Shit. I missed something. Let me just check that. I mean, this is a good price action. This is a nice range, but if you see this shit happening here and then you have a big and a big push to the upside, then a big sell and whatever, like you cannot trade this. But this is looking like a nice range. So yeah, you could definitely take a sell here, and with overall higher time frame buys also working. So let me just check if that would work. Nice change of character and a nice change of trend. I don't really know if I want to look on that. Okay, would have worked out too, man. Like, we would have had some banger trades today. Shoot. And this is not the only one, bro, that I'm talking about here. We could have had like 4 trades, bro. Crazy, man. Yeah, now we're kind of forming this trend overall. Super overextended. I mean, to be honest, you might get a. Let me just analyze that. I really don't. I think it's gonna be interesting, just to analyze that, and see if we actually could have had like a small 4. That would be pretty. Well, not really. However, this is gonna be a Model 5. You have a break. You have this trend here. Which is the new trend. Now we go back into that or above the 50%. What does that tell us? Possible Model 2 entry. Going to that 60. See if we have a nice entry. Here, that's a pretty nice trend to enter off of. We have a nice break. Take that to the next, to this low here. That would be my TP. And stop loss looking quite good. Let's see if that hits. Oh shit, we almost, yeah, that's okay. That is alright. Now we're getting rangy here. Because we're going back to being overextended. But with Model 2s, I'm pretty comfortable, even though like the take profit is down there. I have pretty good confidence that we're gonna go to at least the next higher low from which the overall lag happened. But this is looking pretty sus, I'm not gonna lie. I would move that to break even. Or maybe if we, yeah, I'm just let it run here. Oh, now we go to that. Oops, that looks pretty good. Now we don't do. Okay, I would move my stop loss to somewhere below the 786 of this whole leg. So about here. Yeah, would have gotten stop in profit. So, and this looks like we're gonna be bullish definitely. So I also would be open to take a buy here. Maybe I'm gonna do this. No, I'm not gonna do this because this is not my time. But as you can see here, we have a pretty nice Model 5 again. As you can see, I mean, I would be pretty confident actually to taking a buy here to that to this high there. So let me just see. I would actually be pretty because this is actually, well, let me just, I mean, this would be a trade I normally would not take. This is like a Model 8, I believe. Yeah. So this is something that I normally would not take, but depends on how big the trend is, right? If I only trade small movements, right? So from here to here, this is less problematic than if I would trade it from, let's say, the break here to all the way up here, right? Which what I do in the model one, just with the trend. I cannot or don't want to do that against the direction. Let me just analyze this. So this is a pretty weird trend here. I don't know if we really can count this. Sweep, this is probably the trend. We have a break, retest. Yeah, we could actually, I mean, why not? Why not, dude? Well, I tell you why not, because we have a pretty shitty RR. Nah, you can probably put that down there because it's another retracement. So yeah, you can maybe take a lower R trade, something like this. And if it hits, you'll probably be done in like, I don't know, 5 minutes with your day. Yeah, if you risk 1%, you make 1.27%. And yeah, if you have a 500K, if you're 500K fund, you make some good money. But first it has to hit, otherwise But yeah, this would not be a trade I would normally take. Anyways, because we're out of our time, even though volume looks pretty good, but I'm not too confident with taking these trades. As I said, model 8 against the trend, even though like the trend is bigger than usually. This might be acceptable, but yeah, structure overall looks pretty solid. So it looks pretty good. That would be on the or with the trend overall, I would take that immediately. But yeah, so this was it for today, and see you in the next one.